You'd have to think a low-scoring game plays into Michigan's hands.
I agree with you completely. I think ball possession is going to be key. Face-offs will become an issue as they have been for Harvard. But I think the defensive approach by Michigan with this really hot Harvard offense is going to be critical.
Hunt the short stick there. Comes off to Cohen. He's trying to work on Logan Darren. Darren standing him up, very physical with Cohen, forces the ball out of his hands. Cycled back up top. All the way around for Lucas Stanett. Pizan in front, and they score! Michigan on the board first. Nice high to low pass there, put away by Rude.
You see the dodge over the top. Michigan has been very deliberate and very obvious about what they plan to do today. They're going to dodge from the high wings, push the short sticks. You see the Harvard defense react. Stevens was on that and hit him in the chest. That's a bounce I'm sure he'll want to make, and he will later, but that's a big start for the...
In the regular season for the Wolverines, we had a face-off violation. Harvard trying to go quick. Up top, a shot blocked. Loose ball picked up by the Crimson. They'll try to settle it down here. Spidell took the quick shot, or got the rebound, I should say, after the quick shot by John Arndt. Something Kevin Connery pointed out to us, he wanted to try to slow Harvard down.
And I'm really surprised short-sticking Owen Gaffney. That's a big, powerful offensive weapon for this Crimson offense.
Arndt tries to get to the middle. Fed in front, and Spidell scores. Similar looking goal there for the Crimson. Spidell with his 10th of the year.
Similar looking goal and similar looking approaches offensively. That's a great initiation, Josh. John Arndt has had a terrific season so far. He's seeing the most regular playing time he has. You see the dodge, and Spidell, Jack Spidell, with the great cut, uncovered, finds the gap, and that's a great goal to tie this game up for Harvard.
Arndt.
Stevens was in terrific position. He's getting hit on the body, and if Harvard can clear this, we got a good opportunity. We have Logan Ip, Andrew Perry. It looks like Joe Dowling's about to come in, the senior left-hander.
Perry will get it across after Nelson found him over the midline. Harvard wants to get their subs on. Here comes Dowling, the senior from Connecticut. Played his first game of the season last weekend. Trying to get him back in the mix here at midfield. Moved up to Ip. He's got the short stick on him. Ip feeds. Jumping shot. It's Sam King. He's on the board.
Wow. Pattern breakers there. Logan Ip, who had 3 left-handed goals last week, dodges across to his right hand, his strong hand, and hits Sam King with his left hand. That's a great step-back goal. You see the feed by Ip. King puts Harvard up by 1.
2-1. The strength of a Sam King goal. He tries to knock it away from Billings, and we're going to get an offside call on Michigan. So King doesn't force the turnover, but helps lead to the takeaway.
That's been one of the changes in the college game. You're finding a lot of teams clearing with 2 down, just the goalie and a pole. And that time, unfortunately, the player opposite the box, the balanced player, was unable to get back, and you see the turnover. Harvard back with the ball.
Crimson trying to take advantage of some extended possession. They get the Arndt midfield back out there. Arndt gives to Ip. Right alley. Behind the net, Spidell cuts in front, the feed, leaping shot and a score. What a pass from Spidell to set up Miles Botkus.
Don't get upset with me if you're a Jack Spidell fan, but that looked like it was kind of a turnover coming out of his stick, a little funny. Spidell with the great split dodge. It looked like, I'm sorry, it does look like on the replay like that was an accident, but Miles Botkus, the lefty from the West Coast, great finish, great play in the season.
Michigan able to get it across and settle it down. Wolverines just with the 1 goal so far from Rude, assisted by Stanett. But still nothing for Cohen, their leading man. Clemens has to take advantage of the short stick here. Now they move it down to Jack Jenkins. 10 goals, 10 assists on the year for the 6'3" sophomore. Big hit. Setting the screen was Dylan Bruno, and he was the one who took the punishment. Clemens works back at Cage, has the angle, turnaround, he scores. He had a step on Finn Picorni that time, and he took full advantage. The goal for Clemens gets Michigan back on the board.
That's a big-time dodge for Brandon Clemens. You see the split dodge come back to his left hand, and you see him freezing in mid-motion. Great camera work. Stevens comes out to match the shooter high to high. Just sneaks in between the stick and the shoulder. Great second angle, great view. Thank you for doing such a...
Here's Zip trying the left side this time. He's got the long pole Mason Whitney on him.
Here's the first adjustment by Coach Connery. You see two poles in the midfield. They're moving some defensive scheme around.
Dowling a shot. That one hit a body in front. Harvard with the backup, down to 17 on the shot clock as Malone brings it back in. Malone goes this way and that. Malone, low shot, missed wide. Quick rebound, fed to the front. Behind the back goal! Spidell with a little flash and dash.
Joe Dowling, instant offense, pays off so fast off the ground. The lefty makes it happen. Spidell with his left hand here, usually the right. He finds himself on the post. Goes a little behind the back. Here you go, Joe Dowling. Lefty to lefty. Talk about high IQ. That's like if you're a punter punting with the other foot. That is difficult to do. Spidell doesn't hesitate. You can see the celebration.
Again, who was ranked 13th a year ago on the road. And interestingly enough, it's been the road team that's had the better of the matchup.
They've been fantastic games. Here you see the face-off win for Michigan. Like I mentioned earlier, the end of that first quarter really slowed down. But what you saw was the defensive approaches getting picked on. Each team are going for short six. That's where the money's going to be made. Beating Sam King to shoot, Jack Spidell dodging, Ryan Cohen pushing the ball, but really creating opportunities through picks and on-ball motion to get opportunities to dodge short sticks.
Michigan trying to pull themselves back here. They're 67% with the draw, 6 of 9. Only 2 goals. Quick shot, there's a score. Slipping one 5-hole through Stevens. That's Stannett with his 7th of the year.
Lucas Stannett with the great left-handed finish. You saw Ryan Cohen up top. You see the adjustment. That's Martin Nelson, the shutdown defender for Harvard on Cohen. Really, you see Stannett moving, gets a great 10-yard.
Threw it away there. King with a good catch. There were some problems with that handoff last week as well, even on clean wins for Hennehan, and King a couple times had to help out his young teammate.
We had talked about it in the pregame as well. Hennehan had the great, I think, the push and right to the goal. He had a goal and assist last week, which is huge for this face-off game for Harvard. Michigan has been a little bit more dominant, I think, so far, but Harvard has got a lot of penalties or technical fouls that give them back possession. You can see them spreading the field here for John Arndt again.
Falling down, he gets it away and a score. Miles Botkiss on the doorstep takes advantage for his 2nd of the day. How about Arndt able to get that pass away?
John Arndt has been on the field the most of any of the Harvard midfielders, and Miles Botkiss is just doing a great job. These are 2 off-ball goals. All he's got to do is catch and shoot. But it seems like John Arndt has found his role and has shaped his identity. Look, Botkiss, you can see it. He's got the gap. That's all that box lacrosse experience.
Today for the Crimson, that's actually the 2nd. Morgan loops it over the top, connects to Stannett. Michigan controls. Been toggling back and forth between a 1 and 2 goal Harvard lead since it was 2-1 Crimson.
So far, Harvard has scored the quicker goals, the assisted goals, the easier goals, in my opinion, if you're playing with your head and your hands free. Michigan has been more deliberate in their matchups and their approach, seemingly more conscious of eating the ball.
Tough pass, pulled down in tight quarters by Rude. Mulholland to reset. Over to Stannett. Down the right side, tries to dart in. Quick bounce shot, he scores. I think Stevens still trying to figure out how that one got by. The officials confer it is a goal.
That's 2 goals in a row for Lucas Stannett, the big lefty, able to get under his defender. You can see that's Owen Guest, 5-star from Brunswick, the sophomore. 1-on-1 into a 3-on-3 into a 10-on-10. Really fighting for those possessions and earning the ball, but unfortunately they turn it over in an unforced possession. That would have been a big one.
Yeah, good little pressure from behind by Darren on Rude. And Billings' pass wasn't quite on target. So Darren knocked it away. And possession for the Crimson. Here's Perry beating 2 men down the right side. Quick pass to Spidell. Finds a man in front. It's King. A leaping shot. He scores. Signature move from Sam King off another Spidell feed.
Wow. Ben, that's all I have to say. Jack Spidell is just doing it all. You see, he takes the long stick defender now, feeds King. King gets to that strong hand, carries over the top. That's a great kind of step around move. He's just so crisp and so clean with that shot. He doesn't waste any movements, very rarely cradles. Just gets the ball into that top shooter and puts it right past the goalie.
But to your point, Adam, Harvard again, quick in earth. Getting it forward as some debris comes into the field of play for a moment. Here is Malone. Matched up with Case Van Wees, one of the other top defenders for Michigan. They were going to try to do their best to limit King and limit Malone, but that's freed up opportunities for Spidell, who's got 2 goals and 2 assists. Here's Dowling with space. Dowling scores, top shelf. Way too much room there for Joe Dowling.
That is a scouting report issue there. Joe Dowling has spent the last 3 years playing on the left side of the extra man for the Crimson. He did not get a ton of run leading into this game, and you can see he takes a long stick right to the cage with no slide. You see the celebration behind the goal. His teammates are excited, but that's easy pickings for the lefty. He didn't even have to dip and dunk his head. He just put that one stick side high. Great finish, and Coach Hutchinson.
Oh, the second save was better than the first from Hunter Taylor.
Wow, that was a fantastic save. That's a Sports Center level save, in tight, right on top of him. Great save. And here you see the turnover. Harvard goes right into the 10-man ride to get the ball back with still time on the penalty clock.
Yeah, Whitney went for the open goal with Stevens out, and Stevens just cut it off. Oh, a little bit of a bold decision there by Whitney to try to go for the open net, and Harvard takes advantage. It's Sam King once again, point blank.
How about that release? How about the release time? These Harvard shooters are elite. The ball is not in their stick for very long at all. I get the feeling that was a theme of practice this week. Not a lot of carriage to cover the ball. Miles Botkus on that left side. I hate to say 3-3, but that's what they're in. The wrinkle this week from Coach Hutchinson. Let's put
Stevens.
Stevens on the near pipe, making the shooter shoot around him. That was a stick side save. It's all stick, all pocket. He caught that ball. The shooters have to relocate a little bit better than that for Michigan to have some success and chop down this lead.
Harvard with full momentum right now. Well, they've got Arndt back out there, who's been a key setup man today with 2 assists. Arndt goes out high, tries to dodge through the middle, behind the back goal! Oh, that's special from Johnny Arndt.
Wow, Arndt, we've said his name more than just about anyone so far in Ben. That was a great call and great play by John Arndt. You can see he is taking over. The confidence he's developed over the last few years early in this season. This is a bully dodge. That's a one-handed swim to a behind the back with 2 guys on him. He just shoots it right at the goalie. He uses the tennis approach. Throw the ball right at the goalie and make him not move. That's a big goal. You see the excitement. Crimson are now up by 5. This is a terrific second quarter, and you can see how enthusiastic. With Guest still on the field, this turns into a safer transition. You see Logan Ip substituting through the midfield. Just got that backfired just a little bit, but you can see Harvard really, the coaches really want to squeeze everything out of every turnover, every opportunity to get shots on goal.
Jenkins got a step on Muller. Harvard in transition here, trying to slide across. Morgan couldn't get the shot away. Fed to the back for Rude. Feed in front, quick shot, score! Now that's a much needed goal for Michigan. It's the 3rd of the day, a hat trick for Lucas Stanett.
The second quarter is Lucas Stanett's quarter. I think there's only been, was that 3 straight, Ben, or is there one in between? That was 3 straight. So you can see the lefty, the big lefty, finding space and finding room. No one on the feeder. That makes it easier to cover the guy.
At halftime, and I just asked him, you know, what's an adjustment you're looking to make? And he didn't really give me any specifics, but he just said, our team has to take a deep breath. We have to settle into our attacking possessions, and we can't get panicky. His team's down by 4 right now. That's not an insurmountable deficit to overcome. If Michigan just takes that deep breath and makes the most of their offensive opportunities, he's got to think it's going to be a productive second half.
Thanks very much, Will. And we'll see if Michigan can find a way there. There's a bounce shot and a good start with a score. So 1 possession, 1 goal, and a good start for the Wolverines. Aiden Mulholland with his 12th of the year.
The Manhasset product, terrific high wing dodge. You can see the Michigan offense is playing 4 across the front with 2 right on the GLE for the attackman, forcing the defense to react and showing the slides to the Dodger. Great job, great opportunity, and great finish. You see Mulholland gets under his defender and gets the shot off before DeKoning is there.
Comes up with a turnover. Nelson trailed from behind. He'll get it across and into the hands of Sam King, and Harvard wants to slow down and set up the attack here.
Coaches from Michigan impacting opportunity. You saw the substitution game. They almost got the shot on the backside, but Harvard knew what was going on. You see a flag down right now, Ben.
Yeah, came away from the ball, I think. Perry gonna give it up here. Maybe we got a substitution error on Michigan. Nice backhand shot and a score by Logan Ip. Looked like Michigan may have had an extra man out there, but Logan Ip just goes right to the front of the goal and gets his first of the day.
Offsides, too many men over in the defensive zone, but Harvard able to make it work. Last week was Logan Ipps coming out for his left hand. Now he's doing his all right hand, going back to his thing. He finishes high across the face of the cage, and I'm sorry, that was a left-handed finish you see in the team.
They tried to go quick that time. Rude hit the crossbar. Fresh 60 for the Wolverines. Morgan resets. Drags the short stick with him. They've got Ip out there stuck on defense. Here's Stannett, wants to isolate. Nice roll dodge. Couldn't get the shot away though. Jordan over there with the slide. Cohen had it slip out of his grip. Round it comes to Jenkins. They go back to Stannett, searching the short stick, a shot and a score. The fourth of the day for Stannett again, taking advantage of the short stick on defense.
Wow, that's a big goal. Stannett is on a tear. You can see the short stick. He takes the top side from Jack Peterson, the sophomore who played offense all of last year, finding some defensive reps with the slow slide there. Stannett just gets his hands free. And
Wolverines able to settle onto it. Cohen motioning to Jenkins to put on the brakes there. Big ground ball pickup by Michigan in transition. Looked like they were going to be able to settle it. Harvard got the quick takeaway, and then a tough outlet pass from Stevens put his teammate under duress.
Michigan is short in their bench. They're playing their same midfield for the last 3 shifts, being deliberate in these high wing dodges. They've been able to get to the cage against the short sticks.
Mulholland over the top scores. Back-to-back goals for the Wolverines. And they're back within 2.
Wolverines seem to have found something they like. Within 2, you see the high wing dodge. The off ball takes the partner defender away, forces the slide from the crease, and that's just too long of a slide for Muller to make. Mulholland able to get his hands free, puts the ball in the back of the net for Michigan.
His second, under 30 on the shot clock. Dowling still with it, gives it up top, Perry. He draws Whitney. Perry trying to use the Dowling screen. Whitney knocks it away and comes up with a ground ball. Huge defensive play by Mason Whitney. The junior off and running, unsettled for Michigan. Here's Rude, he's blocked. Rude again, bounced it wide. Fight for the ground ball, nobody can find it. And we're gonna get a whistle and a push on Harvard.
Mason Whitney, effort play of the 3rd quarter for Michigan. Taking
Quick shot and a score. Harvard couldn't find their matchups off the restart, and Nick Rude buries it. Michigan has battled back to within 1. 4-1 Wolverines here in the 3rd quarter. We got a ball game. Back with more from Jordan Field after this. A little more than midway through the penalty. Ip brings it back in. Rotates it out high. It's King. Feeds. Shot by Spidell and a save made by Taylor. And the rebound and a push call in the sequence. So it stays with Harvard, but the penalty will expire. So they're back to even strength as the 6th defender runs on. Here's Malone. Stop and start on Billings. Malone forced back out. Perry gives it up. Miles Botkus with it. Over to Ip. He charges down the left side. Can't turn in on the long stick. Now it's King around the corner. He fires and scores. Just when Harvard needed it most, Sam King gets the job done.
No one is surprised that's listening to this broadcast who has watched the Crimson all year. Sam King has done it when they needed it and when they didn't need it. But this is a great topside dodge. He beats a defender, and unfortunately, there's someone standing right in front of the goalie, making it even tougher than it already is for Michigan.
Seconds left in the third. Out of the timeout, just kind of an empty possession there for Michigan. After such a great start to the third quarter, they've gone a little quiet here in the final few minutes. Muller gives it back to Stevens. No rush here for Harvard. Make sure they get it across smoothly, but Nelson lost it. Good check from behind. I think that was Cohen who knocked it free. Jenkins with a chance, turns, pass across, a shot and a score. Unsettled goal for the Wolverines.
That was a next level feed by Jack Jenkins, the sophomore from Hudson, Ohio. Great transition, great forced ground ball on that ride, and they were playing fast. That was almost like a no look through Muller there to the backside. You can see the space and the camera work. That's very, very tough for the first year. 5'10", 20 stars. That's an impossible, very difficult save for Stevens to make.
It's really free. Good defending by Ennis. Tough pass. Whitney with a steal. Cortez tried to get it to Spidell, but made it a 50-50 ball, and Whitney won the battle.
Michigan defense is playing great this quarter. Great on ball, great off ball, but can they clear again? Will the Harvard ride kick in here?
Yes, pressuring Morgan. He gets back to the middle. King, oh, he hooked him up high. That's going to be a flag. Morgan keeps on going. Morgan down the middle. He scores! Down 5, and Michigan has tied it on the solo effort from John Morgan. We got a great one here between two of the top teams in the nation. Sam King with a penalty. We'll take the timeout. Back with the rest of this one next. Michigan, Harvard tied at 11 here on ESPN.
Great wrist. How about that release by Maloney? He's barely a step above the GLE, and he's able to put that off the near top corner. It's pretty impressive shooting.
Just couldn't get it in the net. Off the restart, Ip with a roll dodge. Again, Malone working from back of the cage. Up top, it comes from Miles Bacchus, seeing a lot more of the field here in the second half. Ip rotates it down for King. King on Billings, jump shot, score! Sam King is him.
Unbelievable. The issue there, Billings just does not get his hands or any stick on King as he pushes the GLE. King, a right-handed player. This is a very, very nice step away left-handed topside move. This is his second left-handed goal of the day. You can see it's very difficult to stay with him and his hands and his feet. King just changes his path every 2 or 3.
And a chance to try to see it out here with a goal. Michigan can just play for the stop. They don't have to go for the takeaway, but it won't leave them much time. See if Harvard goes 4 corners offense here. Ip gets by Bonner and circles back.
Lots of space for these Dodgers. They're playing very aggressive on ball, slow to slide. You can see John Arndt knows that. He's going to stay in space and keep the ball moving.
He slipped by his man, and when the defender went down, he thought about going to goal and then decided to take more time. King all alone in front, empty netter. Another double hat trick day for Sam King, as Michigan pulled the goalie to try to force the double team, and somehow Sam King was left wide open.
Teddy Malone and this Harvard offense does a great job, but the slide is open. I have no idea how you're leaving Sam.
The clock, and Nelson comes away with it for Harvard. Stevens, Muller, upfield. Darren will get it across, and the Harvard fans can sense it. They're about to score their 3rd win in a row and take down a team out of the Big Ten in Michigan that's won the conference tournament the last 2 years. And again, they do it on the back of the senior Sam King. Yep, gives it up. Quick bounce shot, and Malone will get a goal. So Teddy Malone, who had been held silent, gets the game-closing assist and game-closing goal for the Crimson.
On the score sheet, it's just going to say 1-1. Nobody knows and matters when and where. But that's a big one for Malone. As Harvard's going to get ready for the rival, Yale, coming in next weekend. That's a big